Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Remko Rinkema, and you are watching Run It Back, the show in which we watch old school poker action. We have a lot of fun with it, and above all else, we just are here to have a good time. And today, we are watching some old school action featuring none other than Tom Dwan and Mr. Phill Hellmuth, because we are all getting ready for High Stakes Duel, which, of course, is coming up between Tom Dwan and Phill Hellmuth on August 25th, exclusively on PokerGO. So don't miss any of that action. That is at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern on August 25th. So mark your calendars, don't miss the action, and be there for High Stakes Duel, as Phill Hellmuth is going to attempt to go 8-0 on High Stakes Duel. 8-0. Can you even believe that? That this man has been undefeated for 7 straight matches. Of course, first there was Antonio Esfandiari, then there was Daniel Negreanu, and then, of course, he won in the first round just 2 weeks ago against Nick Wright, the FS1 commentator and personality, who, of course, is a big name in the sports media culture. Now, we have Tom Dwan in the mix for the next High Stakes Duel. And I was thinking, wouldn't it be fun to have you guys on my show to share your thoughts on how you feel about this match between Tom Dwan and Phill Hellmuth? Now, we're trying something new here. We're trying something new. I've never done this before. This might horribly fail, but we're going to give it a shot. So I'm going to post a Zoom link in our YouTube chat and in our Facebook chat, and also in our Twitch chat, and you can join the Zoom call. I can let you in, and if you have something to say, you let me know in the Zoom chat, and then, of course, I can let you in. You can say your piece, and we'll just have some fun with that. You know, keep it civil, keep it fun. If you don't keep it fun, if you don't keep it civil, consider yourself banned for life. All right, very, very simple there. We're watching Poker After Dark, by the way. This is season 5. This is the Hellmuth Bash cash game. So if you don't want to listen to my talking, my ranting, or hear from any of the people who are joining this show today, then just go on over to PokerGO.com right now. Watch all this action without me interfering. So keep that in mind. This is a hangout show. We're here to have some fun. I'll turn up the volume if we see a big pot. This, of course, Poker After Dark from back in the day. The action was kind of slow, so we do have a lot of time to talk here on the show. All right. First and foremost, we're gonna listen in on the introductions here, and I'll post something in the chat to see if you guys want to join on Zoom.
Let's get the cards in the air.
Our Hellmuth Bash cash game week begins with Tom Dwan on the big stack. He's bought in for $250,000, while everyone else has bought in for $100 grand.
No, it should be 2,000 at least. 1,600, 1,600.
Lines at 2 and 400 with a $100 ante.
I would never do that.
You can't see my hand, can you?
Dwan gets the party started by straddling to 800, and Kenny Tran makes it 3,500 with 7-5 suited.
Little action. Little action. All right.
Me and the 2 best, huh? Story of my life.
Like the pump fake.
Dwan calls with 10-4 suited, 3 players to the flop. No pair anywhere.
As you guys can see, it's pretty quiet on Poker After Dark. Gives me plenty of time to do some shout-outs. I see Ryan, Yvonne, Sashikant. I see Chelsea on Facebook all tuning in. Kyle is there. Eric, Ryan. Appreciate everyone for tuning in on into the show. We got... let's see who we got. We got Mark there in the chat on YouTube. Mark, I appreciate you tuning in. Who else we got here? We got Grigory, Andres. Andres says, Remko, can you make a special on Phill blowups? Consider it done. I will do my best to do a special on Phill blowups on Run It Back. I can put something together. I'm pretty sure I can make that work. If anyone wants to join, please click on the Zoom link in the chat, and you can actually join me here on Run It Back. So if you got something to say, this is your chance. If you have a hot take, this is your chance. Join me on the Zoom call. Let me know if it's working, and let's have some fun with it. Obviously, this is from way back in the day, from the vault, and it is one of those shows that is always fun to look back on, in my opinion.
One can be better than Mr. Hellmuth.
And Kenny Tran, the one that bashes me the most in history. Kenny, you've been brutal to me, man. You win the first pot, huh?
Phill, how can you possibly take me serious?
How can you?
You've been pretty mean to me, Kenny.
I know, brother.
You guys, like you and Antonio coming up, you're so mean to all of the players. And I let you go. You know why? Because I know I have to play with you for another 30 years, so I don't get on your cases.
30 years is a long time.
We'll see what Tom Dwan
How
does.
much you need? 13 more. Hold on, Phil. Let me play this.
We got the first person joining me in the chat. We got Grigory on Zoom. Grigory, if you want to turn on your camera, if you want to hang out, do let me know if you have a hot take. Let's see if this works. There he is. It says that he's here. Nothing yet. All right, I guess we'll remain silent for now.
Leave it to the Persians.
Whoever wants to join,
Good luck,
Just in
countrymen.
case I turn. I want you
just
guys
hit the Zoom link. That's all you have to do. Besides the point here, by the way, we are here to promote Tom Dwan versus Phill Hellmuth on High Stakes Duel. It is going to happen on August 25th. It is going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and it's going to be exclusively on PokerGO. So we're going to have some fun with it, and we're going to see if Tom Dwan can be the first person to beat Mr. Hellmuth on that show, on High Stakes Duel. Meanwhile, we got a bit of pot brewing here between Safai and Svendiari.
It's like fuel, poker fuel, you know? Oh my God.
Antonio gets away from his tens, and Bob picks up the pot.
Professional player. You play like a pro. You play the hand like a pro.
Don't worry, you'll be able to enjoy some. When I lose a big hand later, you'll be able to enjoy that one. Pretend you're at Ensalon. What's that place, the retreat place where there's no phones?
Aslan?
Aslan, yeah, just pretend you're there.
All right, we got
Boy, that's
more people joining. Let me see who we got here.
In a way, this is sort of like that place. It's really relaxing here. You know?
All right, we got Tom Elliott in the house, and someone else without a name.
We need the help of divine providence.
Who we got? Who we got here?
Aslan, yeah, just pretend you're there.
All right, we got more people joining. Let me see. Make sure you mute the broadcast when you are on this call. If you want to chime in here on Run It Back, please let me know in the chat if you have something to say. I would appreciate that, and then I can unmute you. And let me know what your name is as well, so I can unmute the right person here on the chat. Meanwhile, we're going to keep watching Poker After Dark.
I know. If I had to choose someone to play 8 games on the internet, it would be you. Or Ivy.
Tom Dwan, widely regarded as one of the most prolific high-stakes internet players.
Phil's playing a hand. Like to see it. Oh, jeez.
Whoa.
Must be a
You didn't even
doozy.
send an email, Phil. You just in there?
Must be a
No
doozy.
email alert, nothing.
Ooh.
We got Ace Jack here for Hellmuth, Queen Jack for Tom Dwan, 6-5 suited for Svendiari. This hand might get big. I'm curious to see if we see some fireworks between Dwan and Hellmuth here right off the bat.
I really want the cards in front of me on the screen.
Top pair for Tom Dwan.
Check so many times.
Gut shot straight draw for Phill Hellmuth.
For the people asking, yes, we are live on Run It Back. Of course, this footage we're watching is from more than 10 years ago between Dwan and Hellmuth. So we've got a nice little pot brewing here with some action.
Look at this. Look at this potential monster. Take away money.
That's his hand.
Oh, it is.
That's his favorite thing.
That's right.
His name on it.
There it is, Hellmuth versus Dwan. This is all we want, right?
Darren Hellmuth. Purity.
It's probably aces versus tens, you know, like on TV the last time.
There's luck involved. Otherwise, Phil would just win every hand, right?
Heard that's true. Someone told me.
If there was no luck, I'd win every tournament. He actually said that.
I think he said every time.
Hellmuth spikes an ace on the river. He's got the best hand now.
48.
Really? It's not 39?
48.
Oh, these are 1,000 chips. Okay.
Dwan lays down the queens, and Hellmuth takes the pot.
You're the best.
All right,
Is that
there's one for Hellmuth. I guess 1-0 for the poker brat here on this episode from the Poker After Dark archives. Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. I let everyone know earlier already that this is a special episode of Running Back because you can chime in and join me on Zoom if you got something to say. All you have to do is click on the Zoom link in the chat. We put the link in the chat on Twitch, on Facebook, and on YouTube. And then when you are joining, I can unmute you if you ask for that in chat, if you have something to say about Dwan versus Hellmuth. Who do you like? Do you think Dwan can beat Hellmuth? Do you think Hellmuth is going to go 8-0? Those are the things that I want to know. And for those who are asking about the most recent duel between Nick Wright and Phill Hellmuth, of course, Hellmuth came out on top once more, and he is now 7-0 in the High Stakes Duel streets, if people want to refer to him as streets. I do appreciate that. All right, here's Tom Dwan with King Queen. Let's have a look.
Yeah.
Sick nits. I played every single hand.
I think you have to pay only 500 in the deuce to 7 game. Only 500 a
Three
man.
signets.
It should be 500.
Cool.
You're collecting 2,500. It's 1,200.
I want to encourage you guys to play
should be
deuce 7, and
2,000.
I can just fold it.
I'm good for up to 1,000. Whatever you
Well, we
guys
did
want.
3-6.
A question coming in from Billy on YouTube. He says, so Dwan is the next challenger? Yes, indeed. Tom Dwan is the next challenger for Phill Hellmuth on High Stakes Duel. They're going to play a $200,000 match on High Stakes Duel. That's going to be on August 25th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, so don't miss out on the action. Carson says, why do we have to see this guy? Well, this guy is here to get you hyped up for High Stakes Duel between Dwan and Hellmuth, and this old footage that you're seeing is all available on PokerGO. So if you want to watch this without me interfering, you can go do so right now and head on over to PokerGO.com to check out all the action. All right, and you see if we have any more questions. Kevin says, so we will only see old footage? Well, right now, today, we are watching some old footage. I don't think that is the worst because this is brilliant footage from the past. If you want to watch a lot more, it's all available on PokerGO. I'm just here to have some fun with you guys and to lay back, chill. I'm not much into alcohol these days, but I have got a Topo Chico going. It's Thursday night. I'm in Las Vegas. Life's pretty good. I can't really complain. So in general, I'm just out here to have fun. So I appreciate it.
People like that worked.
By the way, in the chat, let me know. Are you rooting for Tom Dwan or are you rooting for Phill Hellmuth? I'm very curious. I'm very curious. Let me know.
What's up? Oh, did you hear that? Yesterday they were playing 1,000.
I'll do whatever the group does.
Yesterday they were playing 1,000.
I want Phil Lock and I are holding up for Nichols.
Doyle.
Yeah, I'm holding out for
I
Nichols.
don't think we're supposed to
Hellmuth
say
and I
the
are down
days.
for Nichols.
So we're not playing it this hand, right?
Oops.
Nope.
Probably save a lot of money.
Easy to fold 7 deuce for Antonio with no bounty on the line.
Days. Like prior days.
People are asking about the odds for Hellmuth versus Dwan. I don't know what the odds are, but I can only imagine that Tom Dwan is a slight favorite over Hellmuth, and I think Hellmuth is just going to be an underdog, even though he won 7 in a row. But I see a lot of love for Tom Dwan in the chat, so I do appreciate that. I think it's pretty cool to see that we have so many Tom Dwan fans in the house here. What else we got here? Cyberdyne says, Hellmuth versus Tony G or bust. I'm pretty sure if Hellmuth's going to keep winning, we're eventually going to see Mr. Tony G in the ring at the PokerGO studio to play against Phill Hellmuth. I think the Tony G is definitely ready for that. So hopefully for you, Hellmuth will keep winning. But personally, in this round, I have to root for Mr. Tom Dwan because I would like to see the High Stakes Duel format reach higher heights and ultimately get a multi-million-dollar battle going on High Stakes Duel, because that's how the format works, ladies and gentlemen. The format of High Stakes Duel is as follows. The 50K buy-in is round 1, and then every round the buy-in doubles. So 50K, 100K, 200, 400, 800, you catch the drift here. You know what I'm talking about. So if we see Tom Dwan win That means that we have a 400K match on our hands between Tom Dwan and whoever wants to challenge him. Phill Hellmuth, if he loses, can re-challenge, which means that Hellmuth can still defend his honor in the ring to get one over Tom Dwan. But we'll have to wait and see how that goes. August 25th, that's when the action is happening. And today, we're just having some fun, and he did beat Nick Wright in this most recent High Stakes Duel match. That, of course, is all available on PokerGO. We put a few highlight clips of that on YouTube, so if you just want to get a little taste, check out our YouTube channel.
Just
Two
for the
sick
record,
nits.
two
Helmuth,
sick nits.
the 2 Phils are.
Oh, I just folded Queen Jack of Hearts. You want to call me a nit status? Yeah, all right.
Guy's worth 100 million. He's knitting it up.
If I had dirt money,
some
I would be
action.
playing 5,000 with
right.
2-7. The guy's made 500 million online or whatever it is. I don't know. I don't read
That'd be a lot.
By the way, the economy's bad. I'm worth less than 100.
Yeah, soon we'll be able to wallpaper our
Poor baby, you know?
All right, I'll give you a little action.
Really? No, I'm
I
great.
never would have
You got
guessed.
1,500?
What's wrong with you guys? The war's going down. You all sit here with 100,000 in front of you. That's so sick. That's so sick. The poker player.
Tens for
insane.
Safai, open-ended
Soon we'll be able to
straight
wallpaper
draw
our
for
bathroom.
Dwan. Tom turns the straight, Safai drawing dead now.
By the way, I would have won the Queen Jack if I fire on the flop. He had a 9. There showed a 9.
We got another caller coming in. Let's have a look. Let's have a look and see if someone has a hot take to share with me. Let me see if I can mute you guys first, and then let me know in the chat when you want to talk, and I'll make sure that that all goes smoothly. So I see Johnny Combo in there. Johnny, let me know in the chat if you want to say something, and I will unmute you, and then we can chat about Dwan versus Al Hellmuth and just have some fun with it. Thanks, by the way, for chiming in. I really appreciate it. We are still here on Run It Back, watching some old school action between the men on the screen: Tom Dwan, Kenny Tran, Phil Locke, Antonio Svendiari, Phill Hellmuth, and Bob Safai. All right, let's see if I can get Johnny in here. I think he muted himself. Either way, I appreciate all the love. I appreciate you guys all watching. Always good to have people here in the chat.
Me and Dr. Safai.
Down by the schoolyard.
Good luck, sir.
I see a lot more
Top
fans
pair with a gut shot straight draw for Bob.
of Tom Dwan in the chat. Pleases me.
How much?
Antonio bets his air ball.
Note to self, do not give Bob Safai second barrel. Check.
Check it.
Antonio makes 8s, both players checking.
Check.
Pair.
King Jack.
By the way, when you said note to self, all that stuff, that's a tell of weakness.
Really?
Yeah.
Hi, can you hear me?
Just for the
Yeah,
last,
I can. Let me turn down the volume here for just a bit. Here you go. You're live on screen.
Cool. Sorry, man. What's up?
Yeah, what's up? Johnny in the house?
Technical.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Hi, what's up, guys? I need to figure out the technical aspect of this because I'm speaking and I'm hearing my voice again. God damn it. I apologize.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're on the show. You're live. Let me know who's gonna win, Tom Dwan or Phill Hellmuth.
Hey guys. Well, I'll just go through it. Yeah. I'm with Tom. Sorry. Why am I? Tom Dwan. Tom Dwan. I really like Tom Dwan's game. He's like really aggressive. He's one of the first people that I really admired coming up in poker. The just like blind aggression or seemingly blind aggression. And just that way of playing of just like going all in with nothing and then just like not even looking like it. Sorry, I just need to figure out this.
You getting that? You getting the reverb on your thing? Just take off your headphones when you're talking. That'll solve it.
Yeah.
While you're talking, at least this way you probably won't hear yourself.
Okay, right. But then I can't hear you. Oh man, I apologize.
No, it's all good. I appreciate it. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Burlington, New Jersey.
Nice. I love having people from New Jersey. All I know about New Jersey is that they have pretty good pizza. Is that correct?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, sure. Yeah. I lived in Vermont for like 9 years. I moved to New Jersey because they had like the legal poker, compact. Yeah, yeah.
So we got Johnny here in the house. He can play online from the U.S. What a lucky guy. And he's rooting for Tom Dwan. Thanks so much for chiming in, man. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna see. I see Axl Rose joining me on Zoom. So let's see if that's the real Axl Rose.
The Axl Rose.
The Axl Rose. I'm pretty sure it's the real one. Thanks so much for joining me, Johnny.
No problem.
All right. Let's see if Axl Rose wants to say anything. Meanwhile, we are live.
1,000, yeah, you got it. I'm betting 8 ace or king.
All right.
Make sure to mute yourself, mute YouTube when you're joining.
Because I don't want you guys to know what I had.
He'll never tell us.
The link, by the way, is still live on all the chats.
You can buy a car for 6,000.
Where?
Not a very good one.
Look, you can buy a car for 500.
You can't even buy a rickshaw for 6,000.
All right, it is open season. I see Axl Rose is in the chat. If you have something to say, do let me know.
I never give up, Dur. I'll give you action, son.
Wow, we got a $5 donation from Dapper Dave on YouTube. He says, request for PokerGO high stakes duel between Dan Legrano and Bill Perkins. Both have said they vastly improved their game with GTO training. Dapper Dave, high stakes duel is here to stay. So I can guarantee you that there's a real possibility that this will happen because we're going to do high stakes duel as often as we can. And right now we have Mr. Tom Dwan versus Mr. Phill Hellmuth in the house. If Dwan wins and Bill Perkins challenges and then Bill Perkins wins, then maybe we get Legrano versus Perkins on the show playing for $1 million. So Dapper Dave, thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And thanks for chiming in as well. By the way, everyone in the chat, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. I do appreciate that. It's the only currency that I accept for doing the show. Battle Andy is asking, where has Kenny Tran been? Well, I don't know where Kenny Tran has been. However, I do think he still plays poker in LA and Vegas in the live scene. I'm not sure if he still plays stakes as high as they are playing on TV right now. I believe they're playing 200, 400. But I do believe that he still plays poker. Let's see. Taryn says, hey, Remko, are we still able to watch the match in the PokerGO studio? Last time I watched live in the studio was pre-COVID. Yeah, sorry, Taryn. We were waiting for everything to be all clear to have guests again attend our events at the PokerGO studio. When that is possible again, we will let you know. And then eventually when we get to that point, it'll be beautiful to have fans in the room while High Stakes Duel is going on or while our big tournament final tables are going on. I would love to have everyone back in the studio. That would be amazing. Let's see. We got Mike asking on YouTube, says, does Vanessa Selbst still play? I would like to see her against Hellmuth. I think Vanessa Selbst is retired from poker, but perhaps playing against Phill Hellmuth, we can get her out of retirement because maybe for a match like that, she would be interested in joining. That would be a lot of fun. Let's see what Hellmuth is saying, by the way.
About the way they played, and then the public says, oh, Phil's a bad boy, he's a bad guy. And these guys, I mean, some of these guys, like Phil Locke's not really been a basher of mine.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And Antonio was just for a little while. So, I mean, I think that there's no upside to bashing your fellow pros.
Right.
It's only, I mean, to really bashing them. So, and it comes back to haunt you eventually. So,
Karma.
it's just not my game. Yeah. I know people at home are like, well, Phil, he makes fun of all the amateurs. Well, only when they play bad, only when they deserve it, and only when they beat me a pot will I go off on an amateur. But in general, I'm not negative towards any pros.
But what do you mean by deserve it? Because they take your money? They may be doing it in an unconventional way that you don't like?
Come on, a guy played a 10 and a 4 for a $175,000 re-raise with 80 players left in the main event, and I told him, you know, what I thought of his play. And I went a little bit too far, but I mean, you know.
All right. Well, we hope you have fun with us this week. Go on back to the table.
I will have fun.
Thanks, Phil.
An online name called like Lamps R Us or whatever. And then just pop in.
I agreed to sign an NDC.
Bob Safai still the early.
Hellmuth has never changed. This is more than 10 years ago, and he sounds exactly the same to this day, which is just absolutely amazing. Tehran says, awesome, thank you. I can't believe you pronounced my name correctly. I love a challenge of pronouncing a name, especially when I look at a name that is not as easy to pronounce. I pride myself in getting at least close to some of these difficult names. Grigory says, Remko, do you know what's going on of the battle between Polk and Negranu? Well, they finished their battle, the battle between Polk and Negreanu, and of course, as a lot of the odds makers said at the beginning, Polk won that match. I believe he won over $1.2 million by beating Negreanu, so a pretty decisive win from Doug Polk over Daniel Negreanu. And since then, I believe Doug Polk has retired from poker. He's left Vegas. I believe he's moved to Austin, Texas. So that might have been the last time we've ever seen Doug Polk in the ring like that. What else we got here? We got some more questions here. Alistair on YouTube says PokerGO needs more new cash content. Alistair, where have you been? A new season of Poker After Dark was just released, and we are releasing new episodes of Poker After Dark every single week. We are taping more High Stakes Poker later this year. We are taping more Poker After Dark in late August, and we released 2 new seasons of those shows, of Poker After Dark over the last 6 months, and then also a new High Stakes Poker season. We're doing all we can. We're trying to get as many shows up there as possible. I appreciate everyone for the love. And that is just something that takes a lot of time, costs a lot of money, and it's not very easy to put together those lineups, especially during a global pandemic. Meanwhile, top pair for Dwan, straight for lock. Let's see where this goes.
For a while. Now at least he knows.
How does he know?
He might think he's better than me.
What do I know, Phil?
I don't know. Remember you tried to cross-book me in the last cash game, remember? How would you have done? I won 300 and you lost 300.
You didn't take it, so you would have won 300 extra. But
I would have won 600,000 from you.
Well, yeah, but you didn't take the action, so what can I do? I told you anytime you want to play heads up, we could play for 100 and the winner shoots the loser with a taser gun, but you haven't taken me up on that either.
The beauty of poker is on any given day. I think there's so much parity at the table on any given day, especially cash games versus tournaments.
Here we go. Dwan versus lock. This could be a big one.
13,700 for Tom to call. He's drawing dead.
Makes the call.
Punish the Unabomber there. Please punish him.
The game be good after this hand.
Please punish him.
$32,300.
It's like a robot.
Here goes lock with the big bet.
You just call raise with that and it just, no problem, you know?
Isn't that what
no hesitation.
What happened?
No, actually,
no hesitation.
Actually, if you look about 10 hands ago,
Did my VLC just glitch out or what?
Call raise with that. You just call raise with that and it just,
wow.
no problem, you know?
Isn't that what
no hesitation.
I guess my video file is slightly corrupted there, but Phill got the call, and he won a huge pot here off Tom Dwan. I'll have to check with my editor to see what went wrong there, but it's pretty obvious there that Phill won this massive, massive pot off of Tom Dwan. All right, Earl says, it doesn't matter what your cards are. If you're a good poker player, you can play any 2 cards. Damn right, Earl. That's how it works. If you are a good poker player, you'll find a way to win. That is the beauty of the game. Free Dude on Twitch, he says, I'm sorry for the train wreck technical difficulties. No problem, dude. I think you might have had the broadcast running at the same time as you were joining the call. You need to mute yourself if you're joining me here on the Zoom call, because then I'll be able to parse your audio through to the audience, and we can talk about Dwan versus Hellmuth. If you see the link in the chat, it is still live. It is still active. So if you want to join us and talk a little bit about Dwan versus Hellmuth on High Stakes Duel, you can do so right now. Jesse says, what year was this taped? I'm going to go guess and say this was taped in 2007. 2007 or 2008. This is Poker After Dark Hellmuth Bash cash game. It's available on PokerGO. It is season 5. Go find it if you want to watch all the episodes. And of course, the entire library of content that we have available on PokerGO is right in there as well. Poker619 says, this is a nice concept. Thank you so much for the love. I appreciate it. What else we got? Thallow on Twitch says, Phil's changed a lot. He used to do it unironically because he was an ass. Now he does it purely intentionally as an act. Thallow, let me let you in on a little secret here. Oh, wow. Big pot. I'll tell it after the hand.
I felt like he's not happy about it.
Trips for 2 players. This could get messy. And a full house for
The
Safai.
very next
Wow.
thing we got into the 15K
Wow.
buy-in at Bellagio.
Much? Right.
We're on the same table.
Oh, I wish I was.
This is, you missed this.
Who's going to fold a 10?
Clearly
Dwan or
that
Esfandiari?
Phil was involved in the hand
Or
and
neither?
And I was outside, so I can see the hand more clear than him. And plus, I played with that guy more than Phil. I knew
This could get really ugly.
What a
anyway,
cooler.
Phil involved in the hand with him, and the kid was bluff, and Phill turn over the best hand faced up and fold. And I say it would be really good for the game. Turn your hand over, and the kid turned the hand over.
Right.
And Phill went off right on me. And
He went up on you because you...
Because he think I would disrespect him.
Right.
But I didn't do that. I mean, I did that to everyone. Every time someone bluff,
Right,
I say, turn hand over.
If you could feel it was
good for the game.
You thought you could get him to show it.
Yeah, but, yeah.
By the way, why is it that your ratio of getting that to happen is so much higher than other people's? It's pretty good.
I like five.
This is a crazy hand, guys.
Yeah,
I hope you guys are paying
because
attention.
I like the guy. I like Phill.
Right.
It's not like. But he
Antonio's got to be wondering whether or not his hand's any good here.
Bebo, he called an idiot on the TV. He didn't mean to them. I turned on the TV. One time in my life, I turned on and watched the World Series. Not often. And I saw Phill call the guy idiot 10 times. I turned off the TV and walked away.
You know, they edited that well for me because I actually called him an idiot a lot more than that. They only showed 10. They made me look good. Norman Shedd called me deplorable, but I mean, they made me look good.
Both Tom and Antonio have turned open-ended straight draws, but they're going to need to fill up to win this pot. Safai's got 9s full.
Wow, this hand is fantastic, guys.
That's so wrong.
Fantastic. I don't remember this one.
In the meantime, we have something going on.
What is Dwan thinking that Safai
Over
has?
$70,000 in the pot.
Let me know in the chat. What does Dwan think Safai has? Think about that. He calls.
So sick.
You know, if we play at home, you know what I'm doing right now? I say, chips. Look, I got a chip over. I got to stand ready.
There he goes.
Antonio senses he's beat and lays down trip 10s.
What a fold.
Dwan needs a jack or a queen.
All in.
All in.
How much is it?
I think it's about 60,000.
Looks like 77,000.
Can't be. So, well, yeah, you're right. It could be.
No, it's not 70.
10,
40,
20,
50, 60, 70.
40, 60, 70,
75,
4,000.
yeah, he's right.
74?
Something like that.
Could you fold your 10 here in the chat? Let me know. Or are you
Dwan's putting the pieces of the puzzle together here.
76.
Such a big pot. He has to suspect that Antonio folded a 10, having called the extra 8,200 on the flop and taken so long to fold the turn. So then what does Bob Safai have?
Kenny can make a prediction for the camera. Kenny, make a prediction if you want.
Nah, just too good.
You have to whisper it, though.
Huh? Oh, you have to whisper?
Other players eager to weigh in on this pot.
I think this hand, Antonio folded a 10 because he had a 10
He
there.
did.
He did, right? And I know that Derek had a 10, but Bob had pocket 9.
and Antonio said he almost folded on the flop because he had a spooky feeling that he was beat already.
And Bob might have 10-9 or 10-jack.
No, Bob had pocket 9 and
There
Derek
was
had,
queen 10.
Derek had 10 queen.
What? Are you kidding me? Kenny
Near
Tran just
perfect read
called
by
them.
Kenny Tran.
Wow.
It's such a good hand, though. I don't like folding. Someone once told me you can't win if you fold.
Telepathically pull it out of you. You're so careful.
Someone once told me that.
He folds.
Nice
What was
hand.
that?
Queen 10. Show the bluff.
Wow.
Show your pocket
Show the bluff.
9.
Show the
He didn't
bluff.
have a 10, I'll tell you that.
He had a 10. He had a set of 9.
Wow.
Kenny Tran knew all the hands.
Hold on. That was brilliant by Kenny Tran.
You had 10 queen or 10
Kenny
king,
Tran
which
was
he
way
was
wrong,
right.
so
that
Kenny
he had a
Tran's
10
wrong.
and then he had 3 9s.
Kenny Tran's wrong.
No, you're not.
Oh, wow. Brilliant. All right, we got a potentially hot take coming here on Zoom. We have Kove joining me here on Zoom. if you're on here now, please make sure to mute the YouTube page or wherever you're watching. And if you have a hot take, let's hear it about Dwan versus Hellmuth.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you see me?
I can see you. Everybody can see you. All the fans can see you.
Oh wow! I thought. Well, I can't see myself. I guess it's on a delay, maybe.
Well, you're watching on the. You're getting the screen share from my Zoom call, but yeah, everyone can see you. Make sure the wherever you're watching is muted. But do let me know where you're watching from and what do you think about Dwan versus Hellmuth?
California, Southern California. This is Kave. Remko, love your show, man. It's awesome.
Thank you.
I love it. Watch it. Probably one of the biggest names in poker, Tom Dwan. And what a better way of settling down the tens versus aces with Hellmuth than another heads up, I guess. Can't wait. It's my birthday in 2 weeks, and this is probably icing on the cake. Yeah,
that's amazing. So do you think Dwan is going to win, or do you think Hellmuth is going to go 8-0?
I mean, if anything, this is a time to whoop his ass. So I'm going with Tom Dwan. That Hellmuth had a sick run. Kudos to him. But this is it. This is the end of the road for him.
End of the road for Mr. Hellmuth. Kove from Southern California, he just drops that knowledge on us. Kove, tell me, do you play a lot of poker yourself? What's your game like usually?
I do. I'm a loser in cash game, but I have some decent scores in tournaments. Actually, my biggest score was I played on America's Card Room about a couple of months ago, and I had a nice score north of 60,000.
Wow. Congrats.
Finished 4th place, actually. Yeah, but I mean, these are my heroes. Even Hellmuth. I mean, I love to talk shit about him because he loves to talk shit about everybody. But I grew up and learned the game from him. So many times I walked away from tournaments and just banging my head to the wall. Why I did what I did. Sorry, I'm so excited actually. But Tom Dwan, I always follow him. Twitter, YouTube, any clips that comes out, I want to say I'm the first one that watch it, but I know there are a lot of people that love Tom Dwan as well as Hellmuth.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great battle because we have two people that are on polar opposite sides of the spectrum. This goes back to NBC Heads Up. Phill Hellmuth said, "You won't be around 5 years from now, kid."
5 years.
5 years.
That's the mark.
I mean, 5 years is now more than 5 years ago. We're more than 10 years later now.
Of course, and he's still grinding and he's on top. So we'll see. I would love to see how the reaction, the conversation is gonna go. If Hellmuth is gonna hold on to all his rants, or is just gonna blow up just like every time. So that would be interesting to see, actually.
Yeah, I'm very curious myself. Do you think Dwan is going to remind Hellmuth of what he said 12 years ago?
No. Dwan is a much bigger person than, bringing up the past, I think. I remember he did a couple of interviews and he talked about it. And for him, it was just like another day in the office and just, another hand, another player. But obviously against Hellmuth and all the talk and being, having the cameras around, it just blew up. Again, I mean, basically it made Tom Dwan actually blow up, as far as like his name and the way he represented himself and then, as well as poker. I think that was probably, the biggest break that he got playing against Hellmuth.
Absolutely.
Early stages of his poker career.
Absolutely. We got a big bluff here, by the way, of Dwan. Let's see if Safai calls.
About 133, I think.
Wow, that'll be my whole stack.
Yes, he's gonna bluff. He's gonna win, and Safai is gonna say, "I think I put you on a hand that you got there on the river." That's how much I know this clip.
Wow, you know more than I do.
It's like, kid, you got there on the river.
Wow.
Let's watch.
You should be hosting this show. What am I doing here?
No. You ran this probably in the past, and I was watching it. But the thing is, the highlights of Tom Dwan's hands are so crazy that every hand that he plays, if you're a fan, you'll almost like remember, you know?
That's true. I agree with that. We're seeing lots of people in the chat. Oh, here.
I think you hit it on the river.
You're right.
I do not want to be Bob right now.
Show the 4-7 of clubs, kid.
Bob Safai lays down the best hand.
6 of clubs.
That's crazy.
Why can't you show that one? You showed one of them.
Do you want me to show it?
Yeah.
6-8 of clubs.
Yeah.
Wow, 6-8 of clubs for the big bluff. Oh my God, Kobe got it right. I appreciate that. That's amazing. But dude, thank you so much for tuning in.
Yeah.
Once things are back to
Awesome.
normal, please come to Vegas. I'll give you a tour of the studio. Hit me up on Twitter. We'll make it happen.
I would love to. Thank you very much.
All right, man. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Amazing work, man.
Thank
Keep
you.
it up.
I appreciate it. All right, for everyone who is in the chat right now, please know that you can join me, just like Kobe did from Southern California, to share some takes about the action between Tom Dwan and Phill Hellmuth. I'm sharing the link again right now on YouTube, on Twitter, Twitch, and on Facebook. So come join me on Zoom. If you got something to say, make sure your audio is right. Make sure you mute it on the whatever channel you're watching it. Make sure you mute it there, because otherwise the sound is going to sing around. But yeah, we are still here. We are watching that old school action on Poker After Dark. And we've got Dwan in the house, of course, which is always fun to watch.
Can't bluff. Can't bluff.
Antonio, you live here now in Vegas?
All right, now I still can't bluff.
No.
Upstairs.
Dwan giving Safai a minuscule rebate as these two do battle once again.
I've heard a lot of good things about that game.
Who have you heard? It's spreading.
Oh no, I've heard a lot.
It is spreading.
Brandon.
Is it really?
Brandon
We
Adams
shot a
was
commercial
raving about
yesterday.
it.
We shot the commercial, and Doyle and I and Daniel were playing yesterday.
We just want the world to know who created the game. It was
guys invented the
mostly Phil locked, but with my assistance, right?
All right, we got Javier in the house. Let's see what Javier has to say.
Dwan giving Safai.
Oh, make sure you mute that chat. All right, I think Javier is sorting out his audio. Javier, if you want to unmute, just let me know in the chat.
Okay.
All right, shoot for who picks?
No, it was just auction. Over 10, over 50, over 100.
Oh, I like
At some
it.
point we buy.
Yeah, you got to go
All right.
by increments
1,000?
of 1. So wait, lock
sure,
it in.
1,000.
Lock in your before you start.
Lock in your
going
number,
crazy.
Tran.
Do you have your number, Tran?
The oldest living human on the planet right now.
We'll trust you.
All right, oldest living human on the planet right now. You guys can all Google it. Please don't do that. Give me your best guess. What's the oldest living human on the planet right now in the chat? That's the game of lot and things they're playing right now on Poker After Dark. Let's play along. Give me your numbers in the chat.
Just make sure you have it.
Yeah, we'll trust you.
I got it.
You got it?
Okay.
All right, I got over 95.
Hold on.
None of this playing poker. We have more precedent things. We're
By the way,
pressing.
Oh, we got Daniel. Oh, he did not join. All right, all good.
Because
Actually, I'll go over 100.
Okay.
so you have,
you have
so you have
100
100 and
number.
up. There
Yeah.
can never be
Alright.
a wash.
You have the number locked, right, Tran?
Yeah.
Living on Earth, not ever lived, but right now living oldest. human.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
I'll take 113 and over.
Wow,
Well, talk about setting an anchor.
113.
All right, it's yours.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess that
He
Kenny
thinks like
thought,
116,
No,
I
he
think.
thinks 108.
I'll take over that. How much you
I mean,
want
I
to
know the actual answer.
6,000.
I guess I shouldn't say that.
But you
It
just
doesn't even
passed,
matter.
right?
Doesn't matter. He's locked into his
I have
answer. You can
113
throw
As
it
long
over.
as he's locked in, yeah.
I'll take 112 and under.
We got a lot of guesses in the chat, by the way. I'm gonna do my own guess. Of course, I didn't have time to Google it. I think the actual answer is like 119. I'm gonna go with 119, and then we can Google it later.
How much? 1,000?
Let me see.
1,000.
No.
Mr. Tran,
Don't say anything yet.
what's your answer?
Okay, 500.
What's your answer?
Wow.
115 live in
Both of you pay.
Japan right now.
Both of you pay.
There's one who
1,000
lives in
and
Japan
500.
who's 115?
Thank you very
I
much.
think so.
Really?
I think the one just died like 120.
You can pay off your stack if you want.
121 or
No,
something.
it's fine.
120 just died like a couple months ago.
Okay, Kenny, you and me. What
Can't
Bob
believe
Safai
that.
thinks.
All right, so we got
the-
the answer from Kenny Tran. He said 115. I said 119. I just Googled it. It says here 118. So close enough, right? 118, 119. We did pretty well, chat. We did pretty well.
Thinks the world, the fastest land speed for a
Come on,
vehicle
guys, you
is-
got anything up though?
I'm in.
Hey, on
For a
Kenny.
human?
Paul says this was over 10 years ago. Yeah, Paul, but there's still an oldest living human on the planet right now. We're guessing in the chat based on what we know here.
Playing Laden thinks and you're not anteing on time.
I love
I agree.
saying Laden thinks. The game is getting trademarked.
Yep.
Laden thinks.
I won money yesterday playing
Yeah,
Laden.
I was at the table next to you guys.
We ran out of
laughing my ass off.
material, and we were like, we gotta come up with what's fun? What can we do?
You said, Bob, think what the
Oh, big hands.
Fastest any human's gone on Earth, like, a land speed, not
What does
water
Bob
speed.
think?
What Bob
Land
Safai
speed?
thinks the
In
fastest
a
land
car?
speed is.
In a car, any kind of vehicle on land, not
It
in
could be
air.
jet powered anything, but it has
Anything.
to be ground speed.
Hey, can we do a three-way? Let's do a three-way.
Yeah, you could do it.
Yeah, we can do three-way.
Three-way, am I in?
You mean like airplanes
sure.
or
Nope, just has
just
to be
only have to
ground,
be a ground,
running.
ground, speed
ground
running.
vehicle. It
Oh,
can be,
ground vehicle.
yeah.
Not drag, not
It can be
drag.
drag. It can be the fastest.
Swimming, is that included?
Yeah, but no one can swim
Faster than
than a
I'm
car.
saying, yeah.
So
No, I'm saying.
it's going to be a jet-powered car in the salt flats somewhere. Okay, so Bob Safai, lock in your.
I have it. Do you want me to say it out loud?
No, don't say it out loud. Okay, I'll
So
take.
fastest
I'll start.
vehicle.
Yeah.
We'll go.
So we're going three ways
the winner,
for
yeah,
how much? 500?
500 each.
All right.
I'm out.
Why?
I'll go with you.
I'm out.
I'll take the over on.
We gotta do 1,000 then. I'm stuck at 1,000.
Okay, go 1,000.
All right.
Over
71.
500 miles per hour.
Raise it.
Wow, 500 miles is fast.
71.
Antonio's got a straight flush draw.
Yeah.
Hellmuth not worried about the king, raising it up with pocket
I said
queens.
That was not
Why is Hellmuth raising when the
What he
king
thinks,
comes?
not what it is.
right. 547.
I'm gonna go. You have to go up by 10, I guess. I don't know.
Does that include that rocket ship car?
Rocket ship car, anything? Yeah, that has to be on the ground. I'm gonna go 585 and up.
585 miles per hour. That's a ton.
604.
I'm gonna take 625 and up.
You got it.
What do you think, kid?
625 below.
Think below 625?
What do you think it was?
580. I think it is 580.
No, it's 763.44.
Is it really?
So they broke the speed of sound?
How could they do that?
763 miles per hour. The speed of sound is 3,000 miles per hour, right? Isn't it? No, it's 3,000 feet per second, which is it broke the sound barrier. Yeah,
That's unbelievable.
763 is faster than the speed of sound. Yeah, 3,000 feet per second is what?
3,000 feet per second
What
is
is it,
more than
57?
763 miles
And
an
this, ladies and gentlemen, this is why the metric system is far superior.
hour.
Feet per second. Get the hell out of here. Let's use the metric system. Makes a lot more sense.
A little more math. Antonio getting almost 5 to 1
6 something?
after Hellmuth min raised.
You said 604? Okay.
Board pairs on the end.
Missed.
Nice.
Almost moved in. God, I knew it wasn't strong.
Hey, I know you just lost a hand and all, but U.S. national debt, what does Kenny think?
U.S. national debt?
Does that include Fannie
Let me
Mae and
recover
Freddie
from
Mac?
my brain.
Yeah, including that
Why
one.
didn't I just move in? God,
That's too hard for some.
There goes Hellmuth winning a big pot of Esfandiari.
If he's not watching the political stuff.
If anyone wants to know what Ali thinks, I think we'll be right back.
All right, we're still watching Poker After Dark. If you guys are tired of me already, you can watch all this action on PokerGO without my babbling over it. But if you want to join me, find the Zoom link in the chat. It's posted on Twitch, it's posted on Facebook and on YouTube. If you want to chime in and let me know how you feel about Dwan versus Hellmuth on High Stakes Duel, how you feel about this cash game, anything that's on your mind, this is your chance to go and chime in to this show. I'm going to put out some new clips on there from these shows. All right, Safai with Kings, Dwan with Ace-4. This might be a big one. Kobe would know, by the way, what's going to happen in this hand because he has amazing recall.
It should just be the number.
By the way, it really doesn't matter.
But he doesn't need to enter the bet.
I might not know.
But I'm just saying, if you know that he knows and I don't know,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, and you know what it is,
I have a vague idea.
well then
Who
we're
is
not
this
making that bet.
top verse?
Do something like
Tom flops the nuts against Safai's kings. Both players check.
All right, what Kenny Tran thinks,
Right.
Dr. Durr, what Kenny Tran thinks,
I have a pretty good
I
idea.
know where you're going. I can feel it.
In case you want to do a different bet, I have a pretty good idea of it.
I have a good one.
Safai can't like a fourth heart on the turn.
I'll tell you one thing, that Dirk kid has a lot of heart, doesn't he?
He has 4 hearts.
Just shoved in. He just shoved in a $1.33 with the 8 high against Bob Safai.
Right, Bob Safai, you know.
Against Bob Safai.
Oh my God! It's like how some animals
you
have.
know,
Cows have 4 stomachs.
I have a question
There has 4
for
hearts.
Phil.
Yeah.
You think the cat? No, not Phil. Yours.
Go ahead. I knew it was for him. I was pulling back. That's why I did this. I'm here.
You think the tournament player have more heart or the cash game player have more heart?
Oh, good question. The winning ones.
Yeah, of course.
The smart winning ones.
A smart winning one I'm talking about.
That's a good question. I think that you have to look at the player.
Look at it.
How much is it?
That's a.
You know the reason is because I think,
13.8.
it doesn't matter what happened. I mean, you only can lose whatever you're buying.
Tough spot versus 5 without the hearts.
In a cash game, you can lose everything.
Exactly.
Question coming in from. No, you can't Google my name. Says Remko, do you own PokerGo? No, I don't, but I wish I did.
Show the last one.
You actually bluff the hands over.
Dwan with the ace-4 of hearts rakes in another pot. Bopsify losing some more chips. Gregory says, Remko, have you ever seen a hand like this? Big action pre-flop, raise, re-raise, call. Then gets checked to the showdown. Ace-king versus ace-queen. Who plays like this? Gregory, that's the beauty of poker, man. Anyone can play their hands in whatever way they want, which is why I love this game so much. That is why you will always see something new. No matter how long you've been playing poker for, there's always a new angle to be seen or a new way to play a hand. And I'm not surprised, you know, ace-king versus ace-queen getting checked down. Sometimes it just happens. Balash Pinter. I hope I'm saying that right, on YouTube says, will Hellmuth versus Dwan even be part of a tournament? Well, Hellmuth versus Dwan on High Stakes Duel is going to be live on PokerGo August 25th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. That is very late in Europe. Sorry about that. I believe midnight Europe is when it starts. And then we're going to finally see if Phill Hellmuth will lose after winning 7 straight matches on High Stakes Duel, which is, of course, the heads-up sit-and-go format that we do here from the PokerGo studio in Las Vegas. And the match, the buy-in for the match for this round is $100,000. So it's a $200K match between Dwan and Hellmuth. That is what you guys wanted. That's what the fans wanted. And we are going to deliver that on August 25th. Hopefully it's going to be a long show. I'm kind of curious if Dwan can remain calm as Hellmuth plays his usual style of waiting until the blinds get very high and then smashing opponents at the end of the match. All the matches so far have been fairly long, so I'm curious to see how that's going to play out. All right, we have a new person joining me on Zoom, Aaron Young. I see his name on the screen. Let's see if Aaron has something to say as he's joining the chat right now. Let's see, he is still muted. All right. Well, just so you guys know, there's a Zoom link in the chat on Twitch, on Facebook, and on YouTube. You guys can join me and share your hot takes with me if you feel so inclined. I'm curious if you think Dwan is going to beat Hellmuth. If you think that Hellmuth is going to run the table again and continue his streak, his amazing streak, I must say. Yeah, I'm just very curious how you guys, the fans, feel about that match.
Oh, and I'm talking very soon.
Zachary mentions that you can also find it on YouTube if you don't want to subscribe to PokerGo. Yes, we are showing the first hour of High Stakes Duel for free between Tom Dwan and Phill Hellmuth. So you can watch the first hour. If you like what you see, you can subscribe to PokerGo. It comes down to only $7 a month if you get the annual subscription. I must say, it costs a lot of money to produce these shows. It costs a lot of money to create the studio and to do all that good stuff. So let me just say that it's a small drop in the bucket for all this poker content that we are creating. All right, Queens, 3, 7s, and Queen Jack. This might be a big pot. Let's have a look.
So we know you're not a virgin, that's good to know.
At one point, Tom Dwan was a regular old Boston University student, but now he's become one of the most feared players in all of poker.
Wow.
Top set for Antonio.
What Phill Hellmuth thinks is
I loosened way up.
world's record number of push-ups.
Is that 24?
Top set versus overpair.
Didn't you do this before?
I now actually know what the world's record is.
Right.
But no, Phil, you don't know the world's record for push-ups, do you?
Yeah, he did.
Phil, do you know the world record for push-ups?
I think this came up yesterday. So
okay, so we'll get a new one.
Let's forget it then, because he knew exactly what it is.
I know. I think I know what it is.
Do number of girls that Antonio slept with.
Wait, I just want to tell the world. Some guy did 10,502 push-ups.
Wow, I thought it was 6,000.
How long a period?
Somebody told me it was 9. I checked
In how long a period?
In 2 days, right?
No,
Antonio tried to check raise the turn, and it just blew up in his face.
Wow, set over set.
It's online. You can read about it.
Set over set.
10,502 or something. By the way, all the poker videos say don't play out of position. Almost all of them. I believe they're right. I fold everything out of position, kid. I hate out of position, especially against a genius.
Does Phill believe that?
I think he believes that.
If that's what Phill believes, I mean, that's right.
Here comes Tom Dwan's raise.
Wow, this is going to be huge.
And how on earth is Antonio going to be able to put him on a set of queens?
Wow. This is disgusting. Set over set. Tell me your set over set bad beat stories in the chat. Let me know. Share the pain. Get it out of your system. You can't ever fold here, but are you going to raise?
Tough to imagine that Tom checked 6-8, pocket 9s, or pocket queens on the turn.
You have to raise here, right? With 7s? Only 2 hands beat you. With 3.
This is going to cost Antonio some money. The only question is, how much?
I'm always raising in this situation when I have 7s. He's raising, right? Come on. Poor homie Quan says, is this new? Well, no. This is from 12 years ago. But I am live. We're doing a little throwback, running back action. Esfandiari deep in the tank. All in.
How much more do you have?
Wow. What a slow roll.
Give me a rough guess.
About 20.
I call. I just wasn't sure if you had 100 more. I'm sorry.
That's sick.
Wow.
That's called 2 outing. That's so sick.
That is sick.
So sick.
Sorry
He's
about
had
the
a
mini
queen.
slow roll.
It wasn't 2 outing. It was 1 outing. He threw away a queen.
You threw away a queen?
Yep, queen jack.
Wow. Rubbing it in.
That is sick.
Rubbing it in. That's brutal.
Nothing but empty
That's actually
felt
for
in front of
people
Antonio
too much money for me to
Esfandiari.
enjoy. If it was like
You
10
should
or
enjoy
20.
it.
I can't. It's too
Live
much.
your life, kid. Enjoy
If it was
it.
10
you
or
know?
20,
What's
I
the
can
big
enjoy.
deal,
It's
you
too
know?
much to enjoy. Let's do right. So 5 for 10 or 20, I can enjoy, but I can't do a felting. It's too much.
That was just that was a 1 outer. Dur.
A 1 outer.
Yeah, it's
They need
covering
to
the
see
camera.
the genius plays you're making, kid. They need to see those cards.
Wow.
That was a 1 outer.
What a great hand.
Wow.
Those happen.
Nice answer.
Sorry, buddy. Thanks.
Bob.
No need to say sorry. It's poker.
Antonio going deeper into the hole while Dwan.
All right. Poor homie Quan says, who do you think the best show was? High Stakes Poker? Question mark. I do think High Stakes Poker was the best ever show. However, my favorite poker show is always the WSOP main event. WSOP main event, hands down, my favorite show of all time. Nothing is going to change that. High Stakes Poker, however, best cash game. Most people love that show the most. But the main event of WSOP has that special taste that I am always craving. So when I go rewatch some of the shows that when I'm like at home on a lazy Sunday, usually watching old main event footage, one of my favorite things. All right, here's Esfandiari with the reload.
That is the poker player's best friend, the Manila folder.
Yeah.
There, can you break this?
Manila Gorilla.
Good, you put there.
How much is that, Antonio?
100.
100K. 100K, back 10 million cash coming in his future.
100?
Might as well make that 18 million cash. 2012 one drop, which is also available on PokerGo, by the way, the whole broadcast.
100%.
It's like a bear.
Never have you fold a big blind in your life.
Defender of the blind.
I don't expect this to start happening now.
I actually thought there had 6-8, but
I didn't think
and then he asked how much is it, and then I said, oh no.
I'm not talking anymore during the
I was
handball.
so
I'm too
wrong.
nervous.
Yeah, right. What do you have? Ace queen, ace jack.
Just
There you
to
go. Boom.
Bottom 2 pair for Bob.
4,000.
Gregory says, I remember Antonio lost a big chip in this episode. Security had to search for it. That was actually on High Stakes Poker. I believe it was season 4 when Esfandiari thought he lost a chip and then he found it in the envelope. It was in the bottom somewhere.
If I had bet out of turn, would the bet have stood? Of course. That was a better play.
Yeah.
Probably a better play.
Ace king? That's what I thought.
Just show everyone.
Ace 9, so it.
Is that good?
But with only ace 9 up, unsuited.
All right, guys, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. If you want to chime in and drop your hot takes, go join me on Zoom. We had 2 guests on the show already that shared their thoughts on Dwan versus Hellmuth. If you want to share your thoughts on Dwan versus Hellmuth, you can join me on Zoom. I'll let you into the chat, and we'll just, you know, have a little fun with it. So when you see the message pop up in the chat, just join me. And while you're at it, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. I do the show once a week. Usually I have a guest. I had a guest for this week. It fell through. Maybe next week, maybe the week after. It's going to be a big guest. I've been working on this for a while. But until I get a big name guest, I'd rather hang out with you guys and get some callers on the show. This is like old school radio. You know, you used to drive to work and like you'd have a caller on the line and he would share their take on some kind of sporting event from the night before. I kind of like the format. I think this is pretty fun. Mike D says, will Hellmuth or any big-name player from this time ever win the main event? Well, since the structure of the main event is fantastic, and we have tons and tons of big-name pros these days, I think it's very possible that a big-name player wins the main event. Martin Jacobson did it in 2014. He was a big name at the time.
If that's really your hand,
knows my hand.
Big hand here.
If that's really your hand, you fold and forget about it.
God. I'm so glad I didn't get tempted.
You saved 3,000.
Dwan out flopping Lock and Esfandiari. He's got jacks.
I'm tightening up. I'm tightening up in my old age.
Oh, no.
I'm so enthralled about these conversations that are going on.
Antonio folds and Dwan's heads up after check calling 6,300. 3 jacks now.
Dwan again with the goods.
Make it jacks full.
I check.
Down fire.
Oh my God.
Yo, Mr. Little Trapper John MD over there. What are you trying to do?
Dwan wins another one. Samuel says, Remko, do you know if the cash is counted in these games? Players just trust the right amount of cash is in the stack versus the label. Yes, Samuel, when you play with people that you play a lot with or when you play on camera, definitely to be trusted. However, it's a good thing you brought this up because nowadays, cash no longer plays for that reason. You know, cash is definitely tricky, especially when you play in a casino, you play with strangers. You can't always trust that, and at the same time, there's the risk of money laundering, so they don't want to have cash being brought into play via the poker table, so you have to buy chips first. Sadly enough, that also means that we can no longer use cash on High Stakes Poker when we're filming for the TV shows. So it's a bit sad that we no longer have cash on the table during High Stakes Poker, but at the same time, I think it's also a little bit safer. I however, still miss it a lot. People are pointing out that Hossein Ensan was also a big name when he won the main event. Ensan definitely known in the European community, had some great runs in EPTs, but I would not say that he was a very big name, but I would say that he was known as an established player. Will someone like Dwan or Ivy ever win the main event? I hope so, but it's going to be a big sweat every year to see which pro can make it to the final table of the main event. And yeah, to me, that is always the most exciting sweat of the year, to see who's like, you know, final 100 of the main event. Who is still left? Who are the big names? Who are we rooting for? Who are we sweating? That's my favorite. And by the way, you get to watch all that on PokerGO this fall when WSP main event is going to happen.
He thinks it is. That's the beauty in this game. If I had forgotten, it doesn't matter.
Super smart.
You forgot your IQ is pretty low then.
That's super smart on
No, but I do remember.
Yeah.
Or you have Alzheimer's.
But GPA, I'm guessing like 3.
But somehow someone has to have the answer.
No, you don't need the answer.
It's what the person thinks.
It's what the person
You're just
thinks.
picking on what the person thinks.
So, but you had the answer to the speed?
I just happen to know that. That's
But it
why.
doesn't matter.
Do you know your IQ? Just out of curiosity?
Yep. Well, I know what it was in college. You just limped? I limped.
I was never
Was
tested.
that pre-college?
By the way, Phill Lock just says he knows his IQ from college. Let's do a guessing game. You guys in the chat, let me know. What do you think Phill Lock tested on the IQ test back when he was in college? I'm very curious. I think the number's going to be really high. What do we think Phill Lock's IQ is?
College or after college? 'Cause
I was
after
a-
college
I
could
was,
have destroyed a lot of.
The summer between my sophomore and junior year.
College, you could have destroyed a lot of
College
brain
could have killed that
cells.
IQ.
Picking up the action, Phill Lock is betting his gut shot straight draw.
It was the summer between my junior.
Dwan folds and Phill takes the
my
pot.
Sophomore and junior year of college.
I'm going to go 140.
So your 40% of your college was over, right?
Well, it would be 50%, except I was on the 5-year plan.
I understand. That's why I said 40%.
You knew? Did I say that, or you just figured it?
I just have a high IQ.
60?
I think 140.
Oh, man.
Yep.
That's funny.
On the
I don't know. I'm not
IQ
sure how
test?
the IQ test works.
on the IQ test.
What's the perfect score on the IQ test?
The perfect score
Well,
test.
there's one where the most you can get is, I don't know, but I know that on one, the test
All
that I
right,
was
guys, I
tested
got
on,
it.
it was
I got
200
it.
was genius. Where men said
What
just let.
Kenny Tran thinks what age Phill Hellmuth lost his virginity.
Oh, that's a good one.
Doesn't matter. We don't need to know. You don't mind if we bet that, right? What Kenny thinks? All right.
Can
I
go
like
with
it.
you?
Wait, so we pivoted away from Phill Lock's IQ, and now we're guessing at what age Hellmuth lost his virginity. This is Lawton Thinks, by the way. This is Antonio Esfandiari playing prop bets for money. You guys feel free to guess in the chat.
I want to go with you.
I'm doing it with Dr.
Oh, you're doing okay. You
Dr.
and
Dur.
I like it. Oh, wow.
Bob Safai getting
By the way, you
crafty
can
with
do it
8-4
with,
offsuit.
grew up in
Are we starting?
Wisconsin, right?
Wisconsin.
So we should go down,
Holy
right?
cow.
We should start and go
No,
down.
go over 1, over 2.
No. We should start and go down.
What difference does it make? It makes no
No,
difference.
no, because this is like. If
I
not,
think
you're-
Dur has a
if-
good point. You
yeah,
should go the
we
other
should
way.
start and go
What difference
down.
does it
It does.
Yeah,
I'm
it's-
trying to
yeah,
think of how to explain it.
Explain
but
to me why it
does.
makes a difference. We're going to start it over 8.
No, I know I'm right, but I'm just trying to think of how.
Well, I wanna know how.
Because like obviously, if it's over 9, then it's also over 10.
Right, and if it's over 10, it's obviously over 11. But between
Right, so we're
11 and
going-
16, we're going to stop.
We're going the wrong way.
You're curious, aren't you, Lon?
So
No.
curious. I might
This
have
is
you
the
beat.
Bob Safai hand. So I had
It's
it
better if we
in
go down.
honor
Can I
of-
see flop?
It's better if we go down.
Right.
I grab
By the way, I don't think it's better or not better. I don't think it makes a bit of difference. I'll tell you what.
No,
I'll
it-
make you a bet. It doesn't make a difference.
I was there. I was going to get a 5 on the
Can I
turn.
It makes psychological difference.
Essentially, because I missed.
Yeah.
I would
an
say
ace.
it's
This
the
is
same
funny.
as, like,
I wasn't really worried about you. I was worried about his
Speed
limp. I was thinking, oh, he's
started
limping
with
with queens or
4,000,
something.
going down.
By the way, it's not going to change our line.
Yeah, but it's
Listen, whatever you want, kid. I'll do it. All right, I'll do it.
8-4. I
Go
just wanted to
first.
announce the.
I'll take.
I want a huge pot. mini
What am I
huge
supposed to
pot,
do with
but
ace jack suited?
I'll take
Lay it down.
20 and under.
44.
No, I'm asking Hellmuth, not you, doctor.
I'll take.
By the way, Kenny, hold on. Do you have it set?
I have
Well,
to
you
ask
did
you
Jack
one
suited.
question.
But I
No, whoa, whoa, no. It's
I
better
can
if you
never
don't
bluff
ask
him.
any
He's going to want it.
What a
I
mess.
put the money in.
No, because I need to know.
I
if
mean,
it's
can I
smoking
fold
in a
ace king?
pot.
Maybe.
It makes no difference.
Is it
No,
that
you
big a
can't.
deal?
No, you
And on the
can't.
flop?
You got it. Okay. I log in now.
It
I got
can't
a
be that
gutter.
wrong to fold ace king.
Oh, you got it locked in?
He's locked in.
I'll take
I
under
got
18.
long. I know he grew up at
So you have 18 and under.
Wisconsin. That's it.
Okay, I'll take.
This is hilarious.
I'll take 16 and under.
Wow, you jumped out.
Wisconsin?
16?
16
Is
and
that
under.
cute?
Don't they just like?
When he lost his virginity.
Oh.
When Phill Hellmuth lost his virginity.
Oh, wow.
I think we're gonna get a lot of viewers for this one.
That's a close one.
That's it. I'm just locking it up. You know I'm buying
I
the next
know.
one, so.
Wow. I should have.
Tom, it's on you.
All right, you got it. What do you think it is, Kenny?
2,500.
You have to play the hand. I will explain to you what I think, and I will tell you why I picked that number.
What do you think it is?
Huh?
What do you think it is?
By the way,
17.
folding that ace king, or ace
17?
jack, or whatever.
6,000.
It can't be that wrong, Phil.
No, because I remember one time
You-
Phil had the
you
interview,
limped,
and
you raised.
I remember he
I
said
lose
that
1,000.
I'd rather
he
raise
was
with,
really
I'd rather
I
play.
raised after he left.
so
So
low
you gotta
self-esteem
assume.
when he
I
was
I
knew
knew that
against
you
the
were
same
wanting
thing.
to play that game.
Yeah, Daddy like you.
Wow, this Poker After Dark lineup is just fantastic. In case you're wondering, this is all available on PokerGO. If you're watching this right now, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. I do appreciate that a lot. This is a live call-in show. When you see the Zoom link in the chat, which is still out there, please come and join me and share your hot takes if you have some. We had 2 people on the show already. I think it's pretty cool that we have this opportunity now to hear from the fans. We are, of course, watching this because we're getting ready for Hellmuth versus Dwan on High Stakes Duel, coming to you on PokerGO with a 1-hour free preview on YouTube and Facebook. High Stakes Duel. High Stakes Duel 3, Round 2, 200K match, Tom Dwan versus Phill Hellmuth. Set your alarms. 8 p.m. Eastern Time on August 25th. Don't miss it. It's going to be fantastic. We are here to hype it up. We're going to watch more of this cash game next week on Run It Back. I might have a guest. I might have you guys back on the show. We'll see how it goes. It's going to be fantastic. I'm just having fun with this lineup here. Bob Safai, by the way, seemingly getting a little bit tilted.
You're good, man. I mean, hey, that's good. Anybody makes some good comment, you got to give them credit.
Did they finally get to it?
Or did you miss the whole thing?
Yeah, you.
Phil, wake up, Phil.
Something 16-18, and then you guys talked about
You guys missed
self-esteem, and I missed the
he
rest.
had his self-esteem tied to his virginity.
I know.
Oh, I'm sorry, to his studies. And then something like that. And then so he didn't lose his virginity, and he couldn't get good grades, and boom, next thing you know, he was bummed out. And
Come on, don't give him that much of a hard time.
G Laughing on Twitch says, what season and episode is this? This is season 5. I want to say this was the second week of action, but if you go to PokerGO.com, if you subscribe, then you can go to the on-demand section, click on Poker After Dark, and then season 5, you'll find this. It's called Hellmuth Bash Cash Game. There's 2 weeks of this, and I believe there's another one in season 6. So lots of this cash game action available for you on PokerGO.
Like 9-3 or something. Just show it. He had a hand.
He didn't have a bluff.
Because I kind of had a hand. But I never play out of position.
Durham made the
against
bluff of the day
geniuses,
so far.
You know? It's too dangerous, right? Durham, am I supposed to fold that?
I'm down a lot of money on bluff today.
The Hellmuth Bash continues when we return to the Golden Nugget.
Dennis says, did they say his IQ? No, they pivoted away from that. If I get Phil Lock on the show, I will make sure to ask for his IQ. I'm curious now. I think it's going to be really high. All right, we got a Naveed joining me on Zoom. Let's see if he has anything to say. Let's see if this works. Naveed, if you can hear this, please mute wherever you're watching the show. Unmute yourself if you have a hot take or something to say, and we'll get you in here. Meanwhile, keep watching here.
Tom Dwan down 26,000, Antonio down 100 grand.
I played 16 hours. I won 1 pot over 100,000 in 16 hours, and they were playing. And Durr was making it 12,000 every hand.
Which game was this?
Is that the I was just opening at 12,000.
I mean, literally, for like an hour, every hand was 12,000. Is that not true, Durr? Like for an hour, every hand was 12,000.
It's obviously true. I never do anything but
Which
put
game was
12,000 in.
They play in London.
Where?
$1 million cash game thing in London. It's a TV cash game.
They have the World Series in Europe. I was there last year. This year, I decided not to come.
You lost
306.
They have it. I have. They put me on tilt for that.
Considering I didn't win anything.
Wow, that put me so on tilt. Who were playing?
Oh yeah, I gotta wake up.
I'm strong now.
Who was playing?
That was a good play.
All right, Naveed, I invited you to unmute. Let's see if that works.
David.
Okay, I'm in now.
Oh, you're in? Can you hear me?
All right, I'm good, man.
You got camera for us?
Yeah, I'm driving, but you know what? I'll get on the camera. That's fine. I'm almost home anyways.
There you go. We got Naveed in the house. Where are you calling from, and who do you think is going to win between Dwan and Hellmuth?
I'm calling from Long Beach, California. I love your guys' channel. It's amazing because I hate watching all these old highlights from 12 years ago, so it's nice to actually get some fresh stuff. I'm telling you, it's amazing. So PokerGO is winning right now. I'll tell you that much.
Awesome, awesome. So Dwan or Hellmuth, who's going to be?
I'm actually going to go with Hellmuth. And the reason being is because I think I've seen him like literally crush everyone in the last, what it appears to be like 25 matches. So I'm just going to go with the win, just to go with the odds. I think it would be cool to see Dwan win only because he's been out of the limelight just playing, and all these crazy games that we don't even know about, I'm sure. So I think it'd be cool to win, but my gut just says Hellmuth's going to take it because he's steamrolling everyone right now. And he's playing good. I mean, so I think I'm one of the few people who actually knew who Nick Wright was when you guys put him on.
There you go.
Because everyone had no idea who he was. And I thought that was actually an entertaining match, to say the least, because you got someone who's not in the poker.
Down with Hellmuth?
You know what? Yeah, I'd say so. But, the guy is, he's got some money. He's on TV every single day. So, I think he's more than willing to play. And, if you guys listen to him, the guy bets almost every single day on every game available. So, I think he's one to wager money. But otherwise, I think, yeah, there should be a little bit of respect there for at least coming out and playing with the big boys. For sure. For sure.
So we got Dwan versus Hellmuth right now. What is your personal best case scenario for High Stakes Duel? Which two players would you like to see on the show?
I think that's the one coming up right now, the Dwan versus Hellmuth. I think I was waiting on that from the beginning because everyone knows the heads-up match, and that only took 3 hands to bust. That's like one of the best poker moments, in my opinion, of all time. Just seeing that fool just get crushed in 5 minutes, from what I believe. I also think it would be really cool to see an Ivy versus Dwan, kind of a mind versus mind match, because those are two stoic individuals who are probably the most calculated poker players that they don't really have to talk to do anything. And I think that's poker in itself, right? You know, that's poker at its true form, in my opinion. So.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for your thoughts on the show, and thanks so much for tuning in, Naveed. I appreciate it. And, you know, when I do this again, after Dwan versus Hellmuth, I want to hear your opinion on how it went.
Oh, perfect. I'll be on, Remko. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
All right, bye.
All right, that was Naveed here on the show. There you have it, guys. Find the Zoom link in the chat. You can share your thoughts wherever you're calling from. I appreciate everyone who is watching today. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. I might do this again next week, have some call-ins. Let me know in the chat if you enjoy the call-ins, if you also want to share some thoughts. Every Thursday, run it back. That is the format of the show. We got a few minutes left here on today's show. We're watching Hellmuth Bash Cash Game, which is available on PokerGO, Season 5, if you just want to watch the entire season without me babbling over it. Dali on Twitch says, what time is the 1v1 going to start? It's going to be August 25th. At 8 p.m. Eastern Time. That is midnight Central European Time, and somewhere in the morning, I believe, in the Asia-Pacific region. So go check out your local time zones. 8 p.m. Eastern Time on August 25th. Hellmuth versus Dwan, High Stakes Duel, 200K match. That's the reason that we're here today, to promote the show and to get you guys excited. And then JMC says Hellmuth versus Ivy would be great, though. I think that if Dwan loses, he's going to instantly re-challenge, which means that we're going to have a 400K match. Then, ladies and gentlemen, then it's all on the line. Because if Hellmuth then wins again, so if he beats Dwan twice, that means he has won 3 in a row, which means cash out, which means that Hellmuth once again is the reigning, defending, undisputed champion of High Stakes Duel. So that makes me root for Tom Dwan a little bit, because I want to see Dwan versus Ivy, or Dwan versus Bryn Kenny, or Dwan versus Bill Perkins. Maybe we get Negreanu back in the mix. Maybe we get some celebrities in the mix. High Stakes Duel. Possibilities are endless, and what I'm excited about is the fact that the buy-in keeps doubling every single time. All right, let me know in the chat. Dwan or Hellmuth, who do you think is going to win?
You and I? Yeah, regardless of what he says.
How many times in my life I have done psilocybins?
Suicide?
I love that he wants to do this on national.
Yeah, what is that?
No, it doesn't. It's
what is that?
It's silly.
It's like mind-altering drugs. Like what would be the?
I think you're on
mushrooms, peyote.
I think Kenny thinks you've done it every day for your whole life.
Which would explain a whole lot.
Hold on, let me.
Wait. So who's doing the judging?
How many times I've done? Let's just pick one drug.
Yeah, but who's
betting it? Who's thinking it?
Define mind-altering drugs.
Are you that dumb?
On how many times
Who's going to think it?
No, me. How many times?
So now we're not playing Loudon Thinks. You're just doing what Phill Locke has done in his life? Like, that's what we care about.
No. What they
Let's just change the game to me. It's all about you. Your whole life. It's all about you.
I got it wrong.
Wait, he's on the button.
Checked yet. No, he's first.
Oh, check.
Yeah. No, I realize that's not Loudon Thinks anymore. I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
Listen, you just like, you want the camera.
No, I didn't.
You want them to bet on you. I understand. You feel the pride.
I swear to God.
You haven't got enough. Well, you don't play enough hands, so you don't get enough camera time. So let's turn it around.
I'm gonna make the monster.
Antonio,
because that made so little sense that I feel like he must have a big hand. You like that?
Wow.
Like that?
Yeah. Flush for Locke, no value.
I don't like that you have the reads on me. Perfect.
Well, it's true. Why else would you make so little sense when talking about something unless you flop a monster?
Right. Phill Locke not fooling Tom Dwan, who is dialed in.
Frontside Skate says, Remko, who do you think will win? How can I bet against Phill Hellmuth at this point? The man has won 7 straight. He's got the format figured out. He's got it on lockdown. It's a sit and go. That is his bread and butter. Tournament play. He's going to wait and wait and wait and wait and then pounce at the end, maybe win a flip, whatever it takes. He's going to drag you all the way into hour 5, hour 6, and then Hellmuth is going to claim another victory. That is what I think is going to happen. What my heart wants for Hellmuth to win one more and then for Dwan to re-challenge him and win. Because if that happens, we're going to be guaranteed to go into round 4 and 5. And that's what I want to see. We've had Antonio Esfandiari, Daniel Negreanu, both swept 6-0, then Nick Wright 7-0, and now match number 8. Can Hellmuth do it again? I think he will, because he is patient, he knows the format, he knows how it works, and Dwan doesn't. He's a cash game player. He is not familiar with the Hellmuth style. Playing all the small pots, folding, calling everyone an idiot, all that stuff, pacing around the room, eating Sour Patch Kids. It's a whole new world for Tom Dwan. I don't think he can do it. I don't think Tom Dwan has it in him to hang there with Phill Hellmuth for 6 hours in the studio and, bob and weave, boxing match, that sort of thing. Maybe in the rematch, though. Rematch.
Kenny Tran's going to take a stab at this pot. Hellmuth doesn't believe him.
Check it.
Not like when you beat 2 kings with an ace of heart.
Oh, you had 2 kings out of hand? I guess one of them was not a heart.
If it was a heart, you got paid off a lot of money.
Hellmuth checked in the dark, and Tran fires the second barrel.
Paid you 4,800.
7,000.
I don't know if I'd agree. I think it's kind of a cool call.
I thought you had what you had, but
What'd you say?
I thought you had what you had, but
Well, but there's not that much
it's
else.
so hard to lay kings down for me.
I don't mind the call at all. I don't know.
Yeah, you rake the pot.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, most people either have a high flush or don't there.
Right.
Hellmuth's instincts about this hand are correct.
Or 2 pair or something.
He smells something fishy.
He's Kenny Tran. But other than that,
good bet. Thanks, hand.
He'll lay it down, though. Pot over to Kenny.
And so it is.
I saw that hand.
You can show king high, don't worry. I had you crunch.
This is Kenny Tran.
I had a big pair.
In case you guys didn't know.
Yeah, good bet.
Kenny Tran.
Phill said
He
yes.
knows Phil's folding
Phill
like
said
ace-5
yes,
for the
I
second
can
bet,
fold. No,
I
Phill
wasn't
said
folding
yes,
ace,
I can
but-
show. That's the only time I show.
Yeah, I said show.
Wow.
It's
wow.
okay.
You playing ace man?
All right, and that brings us to the end of this episode of Run It Back, and also this episode of Poker After Dark, featuring this beautiful lineup: Tom Dwan, Kenny Tran, Phil Locke, Antonio Esfandiari, Phill Hellmuth, and Bob Safai. We'll be back next week. We're going to keep watching this old school action of Poker After Dark. So if you don't want to miss that, subscribe, like, do all that stuff for the channel here on PokerGo, Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. That's where we'll be live. And let me remind you, we'll do another call-in show next week. All right, I'm going to promise that. Get your audio right, get your video right. If you want to share thoughts on the Dwan versus Hellmuth match next week, you got another chance. So set your alarms. It's going to be next week, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Join me for Run It Back. Tune in to the show. Watch some action with me. Tom Dwan, Hellmuth, cash game. It's going to be a lot of fun. You guys, thanks all so much for watching. I see Jonathan in the chat on Facebook. Thank you, Jonathan, for watching. I appreciate everyone, as always, joining me here on Run It Back. Call-in show again next week. This might become a theme. This might become a thing. Appreciate everyone calling in today on the show. Come again next week. We'll have some more hot takes to share. Might even do a quiz or a poll or something funny like that. But for now, this was Run It Back. Don't forget to subscribe to our new channel, as you can see on the screen. And then I'll be back next week with more Tom Dwan, Phill Hellmuth on Old School Poker After Dark episodes. But for now, this is it. Peace out. See you next week.